Welcome to today's yoga practice. You may want to grab a couple of blocks before we begin. Those may be helpful later on in the practice. And we'll go ahead and get started. We'll begin in an easy seated position, hands resting on the thighs. If it's comfortable for you, you can go ahead and close your eyes. So just taking a moment here to find stillness and quiet before we begin. Trying to keep the back straight but relaxed. Letting the shoulders fall away from the ears. Relaxing the jaw. And just taking a few deep breaths in and out of your nose. Last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly open the eyes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, take the chin over to the right shoulder. Breathe for a few moments here. Last inhale here. Exhale, return the chin to the chest. And on an inhale, take the chin to the left shoulder. Pausing here to breathe. Last inhale here. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin to left shoulder. Continue this at your own pace with your breath, just taking the chin from side to side. And then take the chin back over to the left shoulder. And then adjust your head so that the ear points toward the shoulder. So nose and face are pointing straight ahead and ear is facing the shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Last breath here. On an exhale, return the chin to the shoulder. Take the chin to the chest, and then inhale, chin to right shoulder. Adjust the head so that the ear is now pointing toward the shoulder. The face is gazing straight ahead. Breathe here. Last inhale here. Exhale, return the chin to the shoulder and then chin to chest. Inhale, lift the gaze to look straight ahead. Coming over onto your hands and knees. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, chin and chest, coming into cow pose. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone and chin for cat. Inhale to lift the tailbone, chin and chest. And then exhale to round the back. Do this a couple more times at your own pace. Last time, cow pose. And then exhale back into cat. And return to neutral. Tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Knees can be bent as much as you need here. Maybe pedal out the feet. And then bring the big toes to touch. Come up on the tippy toes and send the heels over to the right, pressing evenly through both hands. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, come back to center, up on the tippy toes. Exhale, send the heels over to the left. Remembering to press evenly through both hands. And then come back to center. On an inhale, look between the hands and then slowly walk the feet in between the hands. Have the feet about hip width apart. Bend the knees as much as needed. Forward fold. Maybe gently shake the head out. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale the shoulders down and back. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears, and then exhale, down and back. Last time, shoulders go up, exhale, down and back. And then reverse that. So send the shoulders up on an inhale, and then forward and down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, send the shoulders forward and down. Last time. Come back to center. I'm going to turn to face you guys, but you can stay where you are. Bring your feet a bit wider than your hips. And then we're going to lead with the right shoulder. So aiming the right shoulder over toward the left. And then we're just going to bend the knees and drape over the left leg. And then kind of swaying at the torso over to the right leg. And then with the left shoulder rolling up. So again, leading with the right shoulder, draping over the left leg. Swaying over to the right leg. And then with that left shoulder, leading yourself back up. One more time. Over to the left. Sway to the other side, and then roll back up. And let's go the other direction. So leading with the left shoulder, drape the torso over the right leg, sway over to the left, and then with the right shoulder, roll back up. So just making these big circles with the body. Last time, leading with the left shoulder, drape over the right leg, sway to the left, and then leading with the right shoulder, come back up to stand. Come back to your mountain pose. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, maybe reach up, send the hips forward, chest lifts, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step back to plank. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Bring forearms to the ground with the elbows slightly forward of the shoulders. Sphinx pose, gazes straight ahead. Pressing into the ground with the forearms, lifting the ears away from the shoulders. Hips and thighs are relaxed. Take a few breaths here. Last inhale. Exhale, lower the chest, place the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale the right leg up, bend the knee, and then open the hips up. Take a breath here. Press evenly into both hands. And on an exhale, come back to center and send the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Drop the back knee to the ground, coming into a lizard pose. We'll take a few breaths here. Chest is lifting and aiming forward. And right foot is to the outside of your right hand. Last inhale here. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten the right leg, point the toes toward the ceiling, coming into a half split. We'll pause here to breathe. Last inhale. Exhale, and we'll begin to flow through those two positions with our breath. So inhale, bend back into your lizard pose, sending the chest forward. Exhale, send the hips back, half split. Inhale to come forward. And exhale to go back. Do that about 3 more times at your own pace. Inhaling forward and exhaling to go back. Last time. Inhale forward. Exhale, half split. Return to your lizard pose. Plant the hands down on the ground. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Begin to spin the back heel down to the ground so that you're pivoting around to the long edge of your mat. The left toes are pointing toward the ceiling. Skandasana. If you need blocks underneath your hips, you can go ahead and grab those. Fingertips on the ground or in prayer. Take a few breaths here. Pressing into the feet, keeping the hips lifted off the ground. From here, take the right fingertips to the outside of the right leg and let them rest on the floor. Inhale, left arm up and over. Breathing here. Last inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Take the left fingertips down in front of the left thigh. Lift the right arm up and over on an exhale. So just bending to the other side. Last inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Plant the hands back down on the ground, return to plank. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Leaving the hands underneath the shoulders, press down into the ground on an inhale, lift the chest, and then gaze over the left shoulder. Taking a moment to breathe here. Last inhale. On an exhale, return to center and lower the chest back down. Okay, and we'll prepare to do that on the other side. So inhale, press the hands into the ground, lift the chest, gaze over the right shoulder. Last inhale. Exhale, return to center, lower the chest back down. Inhale, press back up into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, and open up the hip, pressing evenly into both hands. Take a couple of breaths. And then send the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop the back knee to the ground. So coming into our lizard lunge on the other side. Pausing here, sending the chest forward. Last inhale. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten the front leg, point the toes toward the ceiling for half split. Deep inhales and exhales. And then we'll prepare to flow through those two positions with the breath. So inhale, return to lizard lunge, sending the hips forward, chest forward. Exhale, return to half split. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to go back. Do that 3 more times at your own pace. Last time, lizard. Then exhale, half split. Return to your lizard position. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Begin to spin the back heel down to the floor, lifting the toes toward the ceiling, opening up to the long edge of the mat. Fingertips can rest down on the mat or come into prayer pose, Skandasana. Take a few breaths here, pressing into the feet to keep the hips lifted or placing a block underneath you. Send the left fingertips down to the mat to the outside of the leg. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, over to the left. Breathe here. Last inhale. Exhale, return to center. Place right fingertips down on the ground in front of the right thigh. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, over. Last inhale. Exhale, return to center. Place the hands down onto the ground, returning to plank. And then lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Last inhale. Exhale, drop the knees down to the ground and then come back to sit onto the heels. Grab your blocks if you have them. Place them beside your thighs and we'll move through some variations of camel here. So to begin, let the left hand rest down on your block. Begin to sweep the right arm in front of the body up overhead as you lift the hips and send them forward. Gaze up at the ceiling. Breathe here. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly return the hips back to the heels and place the right hand back to the block. And we'll do that on the other side. So right hand is resting down onto the block. Left hand will sweep across the body and up as you lift the hips forward and up. Gaze up at the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly return the hips back down to the heels. And then from here, we're going to flow through that with our breath. So inhale, lift the hips and the right arm up and over. Exhale, return to start. Other side, inhale, lift the left arm up and over, lift the hips. Exhale, return to your starting position. If you want to do this without your blocks, you can use your feet to grab onto. So you would inhale, lift, exhale, lower. So continuing this at your own pace. A couple more times on each side. Hips are going forward and up. While the arm sweeps up and over. And return to your starting position. Move your blocks out of your way and come into child's pose. Resting the forehead down onto the ground. Arms can be relaxed overhead or down by your legs. Go ahead, press the hands into the ground and return to your tabletop position. Preparing to thread the right arm underneath the left. So inhale here. Exhale, send the right arm underneath the left. Place the right shoulder down to the ground, right ear down to the ground. And then left arm can reach overhead. Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and slide the left hand back down towards the face. Press into the ground, come back up to tabletop. And we'll do that on the other side. So inhale here. Exhale, left arm underneath the right. Place the shoulder down to the ground. Left ear is down on the ground. Right arm reaches overhead. Go ahead and slide the right hand back down towards the face. Press the floor away from you, lifting back up into your tabletop position. Send the hips back and return to your easy seated pose in the middle of your mat. We'll end our practice here, hands resting back on the thighs. Spine is straight but relaxed. Eyes can be closed if that is okay for you. Ending with a last few deep conscious breaths in and out through the nose. Last inhale. Exhale. And slowly open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. Bye.